Welcome, everybody, to Seeing Stars here on Workers Wrestling Network. I am Delores, as you see at the bottom, and this is J News. J News, what do you have to say to the good people this fine day, this morning on Monday?
What do I have to say? What I have to say? I always have to say something such as "Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your good brother J News back at it again here with the one and only, the lovely Dolores. We're here seeing stars, talking about that Japanese wrestling, this indie wrestling that we like to tap into on a weekly basis, getting you guys all caught up with what's the goings ons, who's to look forward to, and what the results have been in the past week. So, without further ado, Dolores, what do we have coming up for the good people today?
Yes, before we get to what we have to review, because we have a show that we didn't preview last week, but we found out that was on, so we'll be going over that. But, ladies and gentlemen, make sure tomorrow, which is Tuesday, you're here for the cookout because sadly they're going on a little hiatus for the rest of the week. You know, sometimes you got things to do and places to be, okay? But we'll be back the following Monday. So you always can count on me and J News. We are the dynamic duo of Workers Wrestling Network. So without further ado, it's time for a review, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for a review.
There it
First, we're
is.
going to start off with the G1.
Absolutely, folks. We're talking about G1 Climax 34 happening all over the lovely country of Japan. Here to let you know as to how it all breaks down. So, let you know who the participants are. A Block has Tetsuya Naito, Shota Umino, Shingo Takagi, Sanada, Great Okan, Zack Sabre Jr., Kid, Evil, Jake Lee, and Callum Newman. That is the A Block. The B Block has Hiroki Goto, El Phantasmo, Yota Tsuji, Yu Uemura, Jeff Cobb, Hinare, David Finley, Ren Narita, Konosuke Takeshita, and Bolton Oleg. Those are the two blocks. 10 participants each. Night 1 on July 20th. Block B action. Oleg Bolton gets his 2 points as he defeated Ren Narita. Block A action. Callum Newman defeated Shota Umino in their first match. 1-on-1. Hanare, 2 points, defeating El Phantasmo, who was sided with Jado. Zack Sabre Jr. got his 2 points along with Kosei Fujita flanking him, defeating the Great Okan. And then we have Block B match here, which had Konosuke Takeshita getting his 2 points, defeating Yota Tsuji. We then had, wait a minute. I think I lost a match here, Dolores.
It was the bottom match. Hold on, let me pull it up for you. Cause my my little thing likes to act a fool. Hold on, let me go. Let me go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to pull the actual slide up. Hold on a second. And did you watch any of this?
No, I didn't get to watch any of the stuff over the weekend. I've been working and stuff. So
Listen,
I ended up.
I was like, oh my god. I saw the first night. I mean, I did say I wasn't going to tweet about it, which I did not tweet about it. But I did watch it, and I was amazed that I stayed up that long. And it was one or two matches that I liked on the whole show. It wasn't like I'm just clamoring to see,
Mhm.
but I did enjoy. So with that, and it was overall, it was decent. The last match you talking about, that Block A match on the
Block B
20th, Block
on
B
the screen.
match, sorry.
Yeah.
It was Shingo Takagi defeating Tetsuya Naito.
Okay. All right. So there's that portion of it. We then go on to no, no. It was the one on the first slide. So hold on a second. Let's see if I bring this up. So that I have.
Yeah, because you did the last Block B match.
I
Which was
did Zack Sabre Jr. I did that match.
now I see the match you're talking about. You're talking about the let me. I think I spread it up. That was the Block B match that came after. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry.
Why did
You
this
know, things
disappear?
happen. Thinking it was after the Zack Sabre Jr. match. That was Jeff Cobb defeating Hiroki Goto.
Okay, so it was Jeff Cobb against Hiroki Goto. All right,
Yeah,
so then we had Block A match. It was Jake Lee defeating Sonata. So Jake Lee gets 2 points. So that busted my entire bracket. You were more defeated David Finlay, who was flanked by Gato. You were more with 2 points there. We then have Evil, uh, flanked by Dick Togo. He gets 2 points by defeating Gabe Kidd. I don't know what that's about, but we will see what the rest of the tournament holds. Konosuke Takeshita starts out strong, 2 points by defeating Yota Tsuji, and what I was told and read was a terrific match. And then we had, of course, as Dolores said before, Shingo Takagi defeating Tetsuya Naito with his 2 points. So
yeah.
that
That
was.
match was the match that I said was like one of the good matches that I liked.
Mhm.
The rest of it was okay. I could have went without it. We'll show at the end of the 21st. The last slide will be what they have accumulated on both nights.
Gotcha, gotcha. So then we have on the 21st, we then have Sonata defeating Callum Newman. So Sonata gets his first 2 points. Honore defeating Oleg Bolton. So Honore goes on with 4 points. Gabe Kidd gets his 2 points by defeating the Great Okan. Ren Narita gets 2 points by defeating El Phantasmo. We then have Evil, who was flanked by Dick Togo, getting a second win by defeating Jake Lee. Yua Uemura with his second win, defeating Hiroki Goto. Shota Umino getting his first win, getting 2 points by defeating Shingo Takagi. Zack Sabre Jr. with his second win, with Kosei Fujita defeating Tetsuya Naito. And Yota Tsuji defeating David Finlay, who was flanked by Gato. So Tsuji gets his 2 points back there. So that were those were the matches for the 21st. And so we're going to go on to the breakdown. So A block, Naito has 0 points, but he did get losses to Zack Sabre Jr. and Shingo Takagi. So probably in the future you'll see Shingo Takagi and Zack Sabre Jr. getting title matches, being that they have a pin over Tetsuya Naito. Shota Umino with 2 points, Shingo Takagi with 2 points, Sonata with 2 points, Great Okan with 0, Zack Sabre Jr. with 4 points, Gabe Kidd with 2 points, Evil with 4, Jake Lee with 2, and Callum Newman with 2. Over on B block, Hiroki Goto, El Phantasmo, and David Finlay all have 0 points. Yota Tsuji, Jeff Cobb, Brandon Reed, and Konosuke Takeshita, along with Bolton Oleg, all have 2 points. And the leader of the block, right? The leaders of the block right now are Yua Uemura and Honore with 4 points apiece. Going on to Pro Wrestling Noah's Limit Break, which happened on July 20th. We have the legend, Jun Akiyama defeating Yu Owada, the Kubota brothers, Hide and Yasu, defeating Takumi Saito and Tomomitsu Matsunaga, Yoshitatsu, the legend, defeating Jun Matsunaga, Koji Iwamoto, and Yuto Kikuchi, defeating Atsushi Kotoge and Kohei Kinoshita. Uh, Harutoki and High 69, along with Muhammad Yone, defeating Chris Weiss, Masato Tanaka, and Takuya Sugawara. Go Shiozaki and Kazuyuki Fujita defeat Akitoshi Saito and Shuji Ishikawa. That was the Wrestling No card. And Dolores.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the BS of the BS, I just want to say, let me put this in the middle. What J News did was a work of God, okay? Because if I had to say any of those names, we would have been banned on this channel, okay? Because some of them names, they came close to J News. You walking the line, but you almost said some stuff that didn't, would have been bad words, okay? But ladies, but ladies and gentlemen, I started my weekend off with GCW on Thursday, okay? The 18th. When we had Game Changers Wrestling's Believe Me. Okay, that's what every kid says right before they get their butt whipping. Believe me, I didn't do that. Believe me, okay. And that's what a lot of the people said here. We had Shane Mercier defeating Nate Webb, Bobby Flacco defeating Facade. That's what we're gonna pronounce. Uh, but I just want to say something about Bobby Flacco. He comes out with a helmet and like the chest motorcycle thing on,
Mhm.
and immediately you think he's maybe Jordan Oliver's age, or he looks like Jordan Oliver. And then he takes the helmet off, and he looks like somebody's daddy. And I was shocked every time. Every time, ladies and gentlemen, it's not like this the first time I've seen him. It's just that every time I see him, I'm like, it's like it's brand new over and over again. Like, this is a young man. Nope, excuse me, not. GCW title match. Masha Slamovich, the champion, retained against the Ratty Daddy Cole Radrick. Sam Stackhouse defeated Hunter Drake. Effie. Then the reason why I put this time was it was on and popping for 9 minutes and 36 seconds. We had Effie and Sean Ross Sapp. Um, I also posed the question. Maybe J News can answer it.
Hmm.
Now you have to answer this with a serious face because I'm going to say this in a semi-serious face. What's up with the punch up in there? Like y'all have to go from the back all the way to the front to punch somebody. Why can't you punch somebody from the front? Okay, because
So
Effie gave him a headbutt to the front. That was more to me because when you got to go all the way back, you got to go behind the buttocks up to the front to hit the part you need to hurt you. When you just face to face with you, to pow punch it.
I'm not sure what the spots have to do with anything when guys get hit. To quote Taz, when guys get hit in the yam bag, right? Um, I am. I've never been a proponent of that. I get that the low blow just works, right? It's more symbolic than anything else. A lot of the time, guys really hit the a lot of the times. I'm not sure if it's uh, as prevalent now, but
I
a lot
can
of
tell
the
you
time.
one time in which me and ALW talked about this, that I saw, that I wondered, I kind of understand why, but I don't know why you're doing this, was during the Mercedes Monet Nyla Rose match when she kind of did it, and then Nyla picks her up and slams her right after it. And I'm thinking to myself, what was the purpose of this?
I
What
oh
was
I
the
didn't
purpose of this?
I didn't pick up on that. That's interesting.
She
I
kind
like
of
that.
did it, and then immediately it's right, and I can tell you because it's burned in my memory. As she did it, Nyla goes and picks her up, like choke slam, bow, slams her, and I'm like, A, was that slam already scheduled, or was the fact that that was kind of disrespectful made you want to slam her as hard as you could? She slammed her like her life depended on it.
Mhm. I'm
And
not sure.
so if it was scheduled, why? But after I saw Tongaloa and like 9,000 other people on Indies do this same move, I just wanted to know, it's more difficult to achieve the target from the back than if
Right.
you just
But,
hit it from the front.
but I think that's more or less the point, right? Because you're not supposed to actually hit anybody in the dick. It's not. That's not the way it goes. Because that actually hurts.
But I'm saying it.
You're
Like with
supposed to
Sean
give
Ross and Effie, he headbutted him. He headbutted
you're
him.
supposed to give the illusion of it at the end of the day. It's the same thing when it works from the front, right? You don't necessarily go straight up. You go to the side and you do your best to hit the inside of the thigh. Then you do the actual yam bag. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what Tongaloa tried to do, and look how that looked. That looked bad.
Yeah, but he messed up because he wasn't close enough or whatever. So,
You
it
just-
is what it is.
that's been a thought of mine. It's like that seems like a lot of extra on the indies. Sometimes you'll see them like headbutt punch directly, knee,
Yeah, I'm
But
not.
it's like when you go from the back with your arm, first of all, as a man, that's got to be uncomfortable. And you got
Right.
to navigate through somebody's legs and then just pop. And when you could just hit them from the front real quick, kneel. punch him, something, kick him, something.
Yeah,
That just seems like a lot of extra work.
I'm not too sure as to why that spot's so prevalent, but it's been used in wrestling forever, so it is what it is.
My favorite
Um,
ones is when Matt Cardona has tried to hit it on women.
right, right.
That's
I
when I'm
mean,
like,
at the
when
end of
is
the
it?
day, at the end of the day, I still like. Obviously, I'm not a woman, but I would still think that no,
No.
even if it doesn't hurt, it would be uncomfortable to feel like that, like an arm in that direction.
We
You understand what I'm saying?
we experience a lot of pain that probably does not equivalent to the pain that.
No, of course, no,
But
no, no,
like I
definitely,
explained to ALW, you would have to. ALW's like, so you telling me if somebody chopped it, and I'm like, but you have to get the direct angle to get in
right.
between to chop up in there. And that's a lot of work. And I
That's a lot
mean,
of
if
work,
and women are very intuitive. Once you stick your hand in between, we clapping. That's it. You
right?
ain't no. I'm gonna let you just hit it. You go actually. Matter of fact, you have to hit it and swipe in order to hurt us. Okay,
Right.
and better not be on a bad day. It's gonna be bad for you, not for me. Okay. So
At the
like that's
end,
what I'm saying. It seems like a lot. It seems like a lot for that one maneuver.
yeah. I've never like
Now,
I've always been
if you
I've always
punch
been
me in my chest here in the center, I can take that licking and keep on ticking. You punch me in my tit on the wrong day, I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, give me a second, let
yeah,
me get myself together. But it depends. Ladies will tell you some days you can do that, pop, and two-piece shoot. Some days you do that, and I'm like, hey, give me a second. I gotta get myself together.
right,
Listen, that'll
right.
probably hurt worse.
At the end
Do
of the
that.
day, it's a popular thing. It's always construed as something that's gonna hurt, regardless of the fact. Um, I your guess
I
is as
just,
good as
I
mine.
just we were watching GCW, and right before somebody did that move, I said, "Why is this such a difficult move? Like, why are we doing this?" And he was like, "Oh well, I don't know." And the person literally stuck their hand in between and was just like, and I was like, "You hoo because you're trying to dart the front instead of just walking around, bop, just punching it." That's just my girl brain. I don't know. Y'all be making stuff difficult. Uh Effie defeated Sean Rossap. Sean Rossap did good. I was scared for my boy now. I must admit. He said a couple of days before the match that him and Effie hadn't worked out nothing. And I was like, oh. But
Sean
it was
Sean
it was
Sean Ross
it was
Sapp,
good.
as much of a I don't know Sean. I've never met Sean. I can't say whether or not he's a good or bad person. All I can say is uh, props to him for doing this for charity, because that's a fact. He did this match for charity, and that is
Yeah,
always a noble thing to do. So I will give credit where credit is due in that regard. Everything else, Sean Ross Sapp related, I have no comment on.
I just want to say the match was decent. I mean, it's not like he's a professional wrestler. He does this every day. But it was good. And he's done better than somebody we'll talk about who had a major main event pay-per-view match. Uh who lost his title to a man who had bolts in his neck and then got proposed to by Steph DeLander. So he did good. The only bad part I felt in this match was that horrible Bengals gear. Take that shit off. Nobody want to see all that. Dressed
He,
in head to toe looking like a Bengal. Get that shit out of here.
first of all, he is from the Ohio Valley. He's from Kentucky. At the end of the
Boo.
day, so he grew up a Bengals fan, and
Sucks for him. He ain't gonna never see a championship. Boo.
and that's how he rocks it to the gym. I think the last the arenas and when he's wrestling and whatnot. I think the last time I saw Sean Ross Sapp in a match, uh, It was an intergender match. It was with Shaza McKenzie, and
Yeah,
Shaza
yeah.
beat the crap out of him. That was fun to
Ladies and
watch.
gentlemen, if you don't know and you're new to the channel, the reason why I'm giving Sean Rossap a hard time, because some of you people will take it personal, is because I'm a pack. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm a I'm a Packers fan. Go Pack, go! Scream it every season. I'm down. Cheesehead, rock and die. Listen, gotta be next to me all the time. I used to come on here with it on. I hurt some of you all's feelings, so I decided to take it off. Okay,
Right.
but back to the matches. We had Hoodfoot defeating Broski Jimmy. Broski Jimmy did what Jimmy does, talk smack and got smacked in his mouth. Billy Starks defeated Rachel Armstrong. The match was not as good as I thought it could be. Rachel almost slipped up and tore her neck up. And in the midst of like the Tombstone Power Driver, almost, she slipped. Billy caught her and then turned into like almost a tombstone. One Kyle Manders and Too Tough Tony, okay, defeated the Rejects. And this is how I said it on the live, J News, and I feel like this is how I should say it every time. The Rejects of John Wayne Murdoch and Reed Bentley, okay? Because they come out just like that. They come out just like I said. Okay, and then we had for the GCW World Title match, Mance Warner defeating, oh my God, Myron Reed. Good match. Sad that Myron lost. Then I went to the next day where
Can,
we
can, I,
had,
can I ask you a question
yes, yes, yes,
real quick, Dolores?
yes.
Myron Reed,
Mm-hmm.
the young brother, the professional wrestler.
Power to the people.
Um, huh?
I said power to the people.
Right, right. About to people. He is it him or someone else who has this affinity for Viva Van on the Indies?
I would say him because I've seen them twice get close enough. Whereas, yeah,
Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to make sure.
he just admiring what he see. He just admiring
No,
what he see.
no, no. I saw a clip this weekend, Dolores,
I
where
know
he
the
was where he was behind her, and he had her like in a bear hug type position, and then she was trying to catch his
it
ankle
sounds
foot.
like she need to call HR immediately or wherever
Right.
she at. Yeah, yeah.
And she basically told the ref, she pointed at him, and he was just like, shit happens or whatever the case is. And I'm here like, wow.
Let's just
I'm
say
like,
he had a hard match with. That's what it was.
yeah,
Ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen, you'll probably see this. I would say sneakily. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm gonna do it on Monday. Monday night, 8 o'clock. Watch GCW so high that me and my good boy ALW had a watch along on Twitch with True Hill Heat Gaming. Make sure shout out to everybody at True Hill Heat. From J News to SP3 to Romeo to Chrissy Love to Stephanie Heights to all of these people over there. Make sure you go over there and check out their channel. So it was a Workhorse Wrestling Network True Hill Heat collab for So High. Okay, where we had Los Desperados of Ares and Gringo Loco defeat Bang and Matthews, August Matthews and Davey Bang. We had a hardcore match. One called Manders defeating Broski Jimmy. Broski Jimmy, I just want to point out something. You got what you lost and you had to learn from the learning tree of Matt Cardona. Mind you, I just want to point out to people who don't know this learning tree stuff that Jericho doing, Matt Cardona was doing it months ahead. Okay. And you seem to be losing, my boy. Ain't got no better. I'm praying for you. Galeno Del Mal defeated Jack Cartwheel. Zilla Fatu, hard fought match. against Sam Stackhouse. If you haven't seen Sam Stackhouse, he is a Stackhouse. Hey, he's mighty. He's taking everything down. Listen, that's my boy. He takes off his shirt when he get like it's his I'm not even gonna say that man's name. Ucking up, like when he getting his energy, he takes his shirt off. And I think it needs to be the opposite. I think Sam needs to put his shirt on when he get mad. And that would be great. Sydney Akeem defeated my boy Myron Reed. Cole Radrick and Effie defeated the rejects of John Wayne Murdoch and Reed Bentley. Okay? Hunter Drake defeated Bobby. Listen, I'm tired of these 5-way scrambles, 6-way scrambles, 10-way scrambles, these cluster, that's what we call them. Because I had me and ALW spent half of a match calling Ken Broadway Cash Flow because that was on the back of his shirt. And they didn't give him no kind of like graphic entrance. Everybody else got a graphic entrance. And I had to turn my volume up to hear them call him Broadway. They didn't even call him Ken. They just called him Broadway. And that's what I had to put on, change it from Cash Flow to Broadway. So sorry, Ken Broadway. But Hunter Drake defeated Bobby Flacco, Kamaro Jackson, Ken Broadway, and Morgan Dash. Megan Bain defeated Shane Mercier in a great match. I mean, she flipped him upside down and around. She slammed him like he wasn't nothing. And I'm like, she can do that. She can do anything. And Mance Warner defeated Hoodfoot in the main event of So High. Then on Saturday, sorry. Thinking about when we record this and then I'm thinking of ahead. But Saturday, it was Don't Tell Me What to Do, okay? That was Bang and Matthews, August Matthews and David Bang defeating Bobby Flacco and Hunter Drake. Myron Reed finally got a win, defeating Jack Cartwheel. Let me get my voice together for this. The rejects of John Wayne Murdoch and Reed Bentley defeated One Call Manders and Cole Radrick in a 4-way. The Count versus the Dicks versus Morgan Dash versus Rachel Armstrong got into a no contest. Nobody won. Nobody wins when the family feuds. That's how it goes. Blake Christian and Shane Mercier defeated Effie and Joey Janela. Boo. Galeno Del Mar defeated Ares. Zilla Fatu defeated Hoodfoot. Listen, Hoodfoot, I got a personal thing with you, okay? I really was rooting for you. I was rooting for you. We all were rooting for you. But seeing you do some of these dives, sir, pack it up, take it home, go to bed, okay? Don't do that no more. Nate Webb defeated Broski Jimmy, and for the GCW World title, Mance Warner defeated Megan Bain. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, Mance Warner, a week or so ago, took a screwdriver to her eye. So she is a beautiful one-eyed woman. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, on to what happened later on, the same night. It was Slammiversary. Slammiversary. TNA Slammiversary. We had Tasha Steele defeated Apache, Giselle Shaw, and Zaya Brookside. Listen, I want you all to look at this list as I go through it for the pre-show and tell me why none of these matches were on the main show. Kushida defeated Rich Swann for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team title. The Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich kept their championship by defeating Spitfire, Danny Luna, and Jody Threat. Eric Young defeated Hammerstone. We had Matt Hardy on the main event, started off defeating JDC for the TNA Tag Team World title. ABC won defeating the system. That was the title change. We had Mike Santana. I have a running thing now, J News, with Anika, where she chose Ortiz. I chose Santana. And I asked her last night, what is Ortiz doing? Santana's out here winning championships and on pay-per-views, and Ortiz seems to be at home looking. I just wanted, in case of Nika listening, he's just at home chilling, okay? The Rascals defeated No Quarter Catch Crew, Charlie Dempsey, Miles Bourne, and Tavian Heights. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rascals of Trey Miguel, Wesley, and Zachary Wentz. So we had the NXT and NXT mixed into this match. Can't tell you why Charlie is all up in here, but he was. TNA Digital Media title slash
No, but
International Heavyweight.
Charlie's part of that crew, isn't he? He's part of No Quarter Catch.
But I'm saying, why was he on this match? Like, why
He's
was this match happening?
part of
Why
that
was this?
crew.
But I'm saying, why is this match happening?
Oh, that I don't know. That I don't know.
It's like no real. It's like they were like, "Oh, we can put y'all together and just fight." Listen, that is one of the matches that could have been pre-show, and another from pre-show could have been this. Okay, TNA Digital Media title slash International Heavyweight title, Montreal Street Fight. PCO defeated AJ Francis to win the title. And then at the end, Steph Delamna coming out of there looking like she from the Adams family proposes to PCO, and he goes, "Why? Why? Why? You could took that match and put it on pre. Matter of fact, you could took this match, picked it up, put it in the trash. I didn't need to see this. I didn't need to see this. That could have been a pre-show match."
Can I just say, because I saw a clip of this, what you're talking about, right? I saw Steph Delander come out after the match and propose to PCO. I will not sit here and lie to people. I do not watch TNA, so I don't necessarily know what's going on, what Steph Delander's role in TNA is.
She's
but
with PCO.
She's with PCO. Okay.
That's her boo. That's her man. That's her 100 grand.
I see. I thought she was. I mean, in real life, right? She's
real life. She's with, I think, Matt's Warner?
Right?
Yeah.
Matt's Warner. I just wanted to make sure I'm separating the kayfabe from the real at the end of the day, because PCO's out here at 57 years old, accepting marriage proposals and listening to the crowds and saying "we." So it is what it is. Shouts to the homie Smoke Dizzle, because yeah.
I just want to say, and matter of fact, we're gonna J News ain't gonna be no part of this. I want y'all to stop bigging up AJ Francis like he is the second coming of Jesus. Every time I heard he great, y'all ain't seen him, he great. WWE holding him back. Listen, if you saw what I saw, do you still feel the same way? Do you still? Listen, I don't like pennies. I want to give him one, okay? That was worth it. That's all that was, okay? Take that and go back where it came from. I don't want that stuff. I was so mad. Because at a certain point, I thought it was going to be a train wreck that I thought I was going to enjoy, but it didn't know. Listen, and the match went too long, J News. It went too long. So let me tell you how it goes in my word, and this is what I said in the chat. It was a car crash, then an explosion, then other houses kept coming on fire, and then nobody would call 911, and then eventually somebody did, and then we had the fire department come out and put the fire out. And then after the fire was out, we turned around, this is the step part, and noticed that there was a bush and 3 buildings burning down the street. This was and listen, if it was up to me, I would say the next match It dialed it back, but it was in the same vein. Because for the TNA Knockouts World title match, we had Jordan Grace defeat Ash by elegance. If you all do not know, George was quote unquote kicked out, it looked like, but the returning Rosemary came out with a knife and chased him away. Don't know why, don't know when. Somehow this gonna come back together again. Uh, and then for the TNA X Division Championship, we had the wonderful, the great Mike Bailey defeat Mustafa Ali in a wonderful title change. It was great to see him finally win something. Long overdue. Um, because he's been putting in work not only in GCW and everywhere else, but in Impact, he's been killing it. Even when he did the G1 one time during his run, he's been everywhere and he deserves his spotlight. And to see him get his spotlight and win in front of Vader was great. In the TNA World Title six-way elimination match, Nick Nemeth defeated Moose, Frankie Kazarian, Joe Hendry, and Josh Alexander along with Steve Macklin. Ladies and gentlemen, Moose started the match by beating Steve Macklin. Joe Hendry then beat Moose. Josh Alexander did then beat Joe Hendry. Nick Nemeth defeated Josh Alexander and then defeated Frankie Kazarian. Once it got down to Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian, I already know who gonna win. Wasn't no shadow of a doubt. If Frankie had won, I would have been shocked. That would have been a shocker. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on to the previews. If you ain't ready, if you don't know, you better tell somebody. Okay? It's time for a preview. We're going on to the G1, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, G1 Climax Day 3 goes down on the 23rd of July. We've got Hiroki Goto, Shomakato, and Tomoaki Hama versus Katsuya Murashima, Oleg Bolton, and Tomoyano. Wilson Gobernador Hapo, and Bushi and Yoda Tsuji versus the Warriors of Destiny, on Phantasmo and Jado. United Empire's Francesco Akira and Hinari versus Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finley and Gato. Block B match, Konosuke Takeshita versus Jeff Cobb. Block A match, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Callum Newman. Block A match, Shingo Takagi versus Great O'Khan. Block A match, Gabe Kidd versus Shota Umino. Block A match, Sonata versus Evil. Block A match, Tetsuya Naito versus Jake Lee. Day 4, on the 25th of July, we have Katsuya Murashima and Toriano versus Just Five Guys, Sonata and Taka Michinoku. Shomakato, Shota Umino, and Tomoaki Hama versus United Empire's Callum Newman, Francisco Akira, and Great O'Khan. TMDK's Kosei Fujita and Zack Sabre Jr. go up against Bullet Club War Dogs, Gabe Kidd, and Jake Lee. Osi Gobernador Hapo, and Shingo Takagi and Tetsuya Naito go up against House of Tortures, Dick Togo, and Eagle. Block B match, Hiroki Goto versus Oleg Bolton. Block B, Jeff Cobb versus Brendan Rita. Block B, El Phantasmo versus Yoda Tsuji. Block B, David Finley versus Honore. Block B, Konosuke Takeshita versus Yuri Uemura. And then we go on to Day 5, which is on the 27th of July. Honore and Konosuke Takeshita versus Katsuya Murashima and Shota Takoma. Oleg Bolton versus Toriano versus the Guerrillas of Destiny. El Phantasmo and Jado. United Empire, Francisco Akira, and Jeff Cobb go up against Just Five Guys, Taka Michinoku, and Yuri Uemura. House of Tortures, Brendan Rita, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru go up against Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finley, and Gato. Hiroki Goto and Tomoaki Hama versus Osuniko and Nabasabo, Bushi, and Yoda Tsuji. Block A match, Shingo versus Callum Newman. Sanada versus Gabe Kidd for Block A. Block A is Great O'Khan versus Shota Kumino. Block A is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jake Lee. Block A is Tetsuya Naito versus Evil.
Ladies and gentlemen, J News is going to give you the name of this next one, but there are no matches listed for it.
New Japan's Tamashi 11, which goes down on the 28th of July. This is just a kind of one of those one-off events that they do in in one of the prefectures. So there's nothing listed there just because they come up with the matches on the day of. So date 6, which is on the 28th, G1 Climax 34. Bebop Tag Team, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toru Yano versus just after that, Saka Michinoku and Yuya Uemura. United Empire's Callum Newman and Great O'Khan versus South Troopers Dick Togo and Eagle. Shota Umino and Tomoaki Hama versus TMDK's Jose Fujita and Zack Sabre Jr. Los Ingobernables Japón, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito versus Bullet Club War Dogs, Gabe Kato, and Jake Lee. We then have Block B, El Phantasmo versus Solo Bolton. Block B, Jeff Cobb versus Yuya Uemura. Block B's Konosuke Takeshita versus Honore. Block B's David Finlay versus Ren Narita. Block B, Hiroki Goto versus Yota Tsuji. And that's the wrap on that. GCW's George Barnett's Bloodsport 11 comes our way on the 28th of July. We have Matt Makowski versus Julius Creed. We then have Speedball Mike Bailey versus Akira. Homicide versus Mike Santana. Mayu Yamashita, oh man, my favorite, versus Shayna Baszler. Timothy Thatcher versus Josh Wood. That should be some real ground and pound right there. Jody Threat versus Masha Slamovich. And that's what we have. Then we have HOG's House of Glory's High Intensity, which takes place on the 26th of July. Matt Travis Memorial Battle Royal. No one listed yet. HOG Women's Title Match, The Ultraviolet versus Megan Bayne. There should be a title change. HOG Tag Team Title Match. The main event, Jay Lion and Midas Black, champions, versus the Cold-Blooded Killers of Charles Mason and Nolo Katana. HOG Cruiserweight Title Match, Gringo Loco versus Kevin Knight. We have Amazing Red versus Swerve Strickland in a special singles match. HOG Heavyweight Title Match, Mike Santana, the champion, going one-on-one against Zilla Fatu. Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor takes place on the 26th of July. The 0 Hour on the 26th. Do you have 0 Hour matches listed?
No, they don't have any matches listed as of right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm up here fighting the mute button.
So we have Death Before Dishonor. Matches so far that we have Texas Deathmatch Diamante versus Layla Hirsch. ROH Women's World Television Title Match is going to be Billy Starks the champion versus Red Velvet. ROH Women's World Title Match Athena versus Queen Aminata. We then have the ROH World Title Match Mark Briscoe the champion versus Roderick Strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end. This is the song that doesn't end. And it goes on and on, my friend. Listen, I got enough kids in this house. I know that song. I know that song. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment where J News jumps out the box this week because J News has a lot to tell you people, starting with his spotlight.
The Spotlight. Yeah, today's Spotlight. We've actually talked about her a few times today. I decided to go with the one and only, the powerhouse herself, Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne is a tremendous athlete. She has a very unique look to her. She is a very beautiful yet powerful woman, and a tremendous wrestling talent. Word had it, rumor, conjecture had it that she had signed or had a contract with AEW that went back a little bit over a year. She was supposed to make her way back to AEW a couple of months ago, but AEW supposedly, allegedly, let her contract expire. Megan Bayne has recently been working the indies, a lot of GCW dates, as you guys well know, being that we've reported on the results for GCW events where she has been on. She's been on quite the tear. GCW will be going to Japan in August, and she will be a part of those shows in Japan. But as of recent reporting, it seems that Megan Bayne will be seeing herself on her way back to wrestling under the tutelage of Rossy Ogawa. So she will be in the not so distant future. She will be booked on Marigold Pro Wrestling shows going forward. So look out for Megan Bayne there. I wish that we got to see Megan Bayne on American wrestling television. Like I said, I think she has a very unique look. I think that she could have definitely come in and cause a stir in any women's division, be it NXT, be it WWE's, be it AEW's, things of that nature. We didn't get that. She didn't get the national exposure that I think that she deserves. Hopefully, that comes down the pike for her as she continues to grind and work her ass off on the independent scene and in Japan. So, big shouts to Megan Bayne. Continue to do your thing, um, and prove these naysayers and doubters wrong. Girl, you are the future of of women's professional wrestling and professional wrestling in general. Um, just keep doing you, man, and hopefully we get to see you at a bigger on a bigger stage and on a bigger platform in the not so distant future.
Um, the whole AEW thing is confusing because maybe a day ago reports came out that they blocked her from participating in Marigold, and it's like if you're not using her and you're letting other people do indie dates everywhere else, why not let her go to Marigold?
That's the thing because I mean, look, I'm not going to point the finger at people reporting, right? Because I don't know who gets their information from where. So at the beginning of the week, there was information that Megan Bayne's AEW contract expired.
Yeah,
So for AEW to block her from working at Marigold doesn't make any sense. Her contract is already expired. So there's conflicting reports as to where she's actually signed, where she's actually working, things of that nature. Only she can respond, and she doesn't respond to that stuff directly. So as of right now, I'm going off the belief and off the
I know
reporting.
that they said that she her Stardom contract ended in January.
Correct.
That's around the time she started showing up in AEW. And that's the time around the time she wasn't allowed to go to Marigold. And they
Right.
weren't allowed to have her. So it's like she doing rampage dates. She's doing this, she's doing that. If y'all want the forbidden door, work with Marigold, work with, you know,
Well, the thing is that Tony has his own personal misgivings with Roxy, which he's allowed to at the end of the day. And for one, I'll sit here and I side with Tony on that. But at the end of the day, um, like you said, her Stardom contract expired in January. It is now July. She didn't make any AEW TV appearances when she was supposed to come back to the US. She's been working GCW and independent dates since then.
yeah.
As we all know, AEW doesn't do house shows, so she hasn't. There's no dark anymore. There's no elevation anymore. So she hasn't been used on AEW TV at all. And like I
I
said at the
think they
beginning,
said she was on
no,
Rampage and but it's like at a certain point, but they've done this multiple times where they sign and then they don't
right,
use and then they
they
let
don't
it
use
go.
and
And it's
stuff like
like, but how do you not see the potential in her when listen, that Shane Mercier fight she had this
that.
weekend? Shane Mercier is a big dude,
Yeah,
muscled, bound dude.
yeah,
And she flipped him and twirled him like it was nothing.
yeah, man. She
And
did.
threw
Yeah,
him like it was nothing. And so at a certain point, you have to see the potential in her, not saying she fighting men, but her being a strong contender like you wanted Nala to be. I think Nala is kind of like that people couldn't get over the hang-ups of things. And also it was she too strong to be facing it. It's no other women in the division she can face. All of that like that. And then when you had Jade in there, Jade was like she was kicking everybody butt. Who did she have in there that was to her stature? And so now it's like you have more women in the division. Put her in. That would have been the perfect fit. But I think they didn't see. Also, I have to admit, the Megan Bain that I just showed you,
mm-hmm,
blonde haired goddess.
mm-hmm.
Yes, she was the goddess, but she was a dark haired. They probably just didn't overlook at her. And now that she's this person, I don't know how you go back and see if you can get her, or do
No,
you
look,
just it's just a little chop at this point?
I feel like because she's had the goddess not gimmick, but like that's her persona for quite a while.
Yeah, she's had it forever.
Yeah, she's had it for a long time. You know, she recently dyed her hair blonde and all that stuff. She's look, she's a beautiful woman. She's shaped like a freaking Amazon. You know, she's built like an Amazon at the end of the day, and she can wrestle, right? She has a very unique look to her. So you know, on that alone, you tend to showcase it outside of her actual
But
in
you
ring
have to
talent.
remember during the time she was there and doing the dark and when she was before January, but when she was doing
Yeah,
the dark and all the rest of that, that's back then when every woman had a character.
no,
Jade
I
was Storm, and then you had crowns and tiaras, and it
I
just
get
seemed
all
like
that.
everybody was a character and nobody was themselves. And so it's just like she was one of the characters. Like there are so many other women that I see that I'm like, why aren't we getting more of them? Why, first of all, I love Riho, but every time she make a run in, I'm like, this is not what I want to see.
Mm,
Just like I like Nyla, but her being everybody's first match wasn't the crap. And you got Serena Deeb, who is back that you really don't see too much of. You got like you have people in here who have the ring experience, who can bring a lot out of. Mariah is a good pick because anybody knows on Seeing Stars. I don't know how many times I fangirled over Mariah, but it's the point of bringing in talent, trying to get new people, trying to work with what you have. It just seems like the women's division right now might be the weakest part because it's like now we're going back to Brit. Brit came out and all of a sudden Brit is like, I didn't say this. And it's like, girl, please take your butt to the back of the line and be quiet. Unless you're gonna give me the Brit and Thunder Rosa feud that we desperately want to see because we know they don't really get along. If you can't do that, then
I think at this point of AEW's whatever stage in in their growth they are. They're really trying to develop the women's characters instead of just putting on the matches. But to get back to Megan Bain, you're right. Before her stint in Stardom, she was signed to AEW and she was doing matches on Dark and Elevation. But I was talking about this year specifically.
yeah.
When I went to start, when her Stardom contract ended, she was supposed to come back to AEW as this, you know, after evolving and growing her skills and everything else in between, she got much better in Japan, and they didn't have any use for her. And then, as I was saying before, the reports dictated earlier in the week that her AEW contract expired, and that more than likely she'll be going back to work for Rossy Ogawa and the good folks over at Marigold and stuff like that. So she'll be working dates over there, and maybe some DDT dates, so she can continue to do her intergender matches and stuff like that, or whatever. So I just want to see her shine on a bigger stage. I'm not trying to take anything away or um, uh, lower what Marigold's trying to do, but at the end of the day,
You can't barely find them on TV or any
you
streaming
can't, yeah,
stuff.
you're not gonna
You
find
got
them on American television. You have to have Wrestle Universe. Not everybody's tapped into that. They have one or two shows a week, if that. They're, the reality situation is that Marigold, it seems to be, uh, at least the perception is that they're going to end up being a WWE feeder system. So that's something else onto it to itself. So you know, if she eventually does wrestle for Marigold and WWE gets a hold of her, you know, it's another
I
what.
think she would be a way better version of Tiffy. She would be on par with. She's above wrestling wise. I'm gonna say she's above Charlotte. Character wise, I think they could face off. Like they both are like this queen who walks, who thinks they're regal, and it just shows it's in their
Right.
appearance. And so I think that's something. Whereas Tiffy, they're trying to make her into like Charlotte, and it's not working because it's like an airhead girl is not gonna. That doesn't scream like I'm the greatest.
I don't necessarily. I don't know. I see the differences between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte. There's a real divide there. There's a real line. There's a real defined
One can
line
do a
between Tiffany
sharpshooter,
Stratton.
one can't.
Huh?
One can do a sharpshooter, the other one cannot.
Right. And one comes off more like a Barbie, and the other one is the queen of professional wrestling. So at the end of the day, there's a
It's
well
like
defined.
one is like, I am the queen. And like even somebody mentioned the greatest entrances of WWE. I forgot about her entrance. Where she quote unquote came out of the helicopter, kind of like Tiffy,
Right.
and she stepped out and like she flailed her jacket open, and it was like all this fireworks and stuff, and it looked like a superstar. Where it's like I see Tippy in NXT come out, and she was like, "It's Tippy time," and I was like,
Yeah. I
"But
mean
I can see."
that's the character. And she's young at the end of the day. She's not going to stick with this for the rest of her freaking career. So
I
you know,
think the only thing I really like about her is that she has pink on. Other than that,
she what?
she has pink. That's it. And I'm hoping she takes
Oh no, she's super
money and
athletic.
beef craze and made it turn it into pink. That's all I want. Pink, 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 pink. That's all I
But
want.
yeah, man, folks, keep your eyes out for Mega Main. If you got to tap into the Wrestle Universe, tap into the Wrestle Universe. YouTube her matches. A lot of them are on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
She is built, like I said, she's built like an Amazon. She's a powerhouse. She has a very unique look to her. So I think the sky's the limit for her. I've never heard her on the mic, so I can't necessarily tell you she's like a terrific
Oh,
promo.
she had a promo package before her match when we were on, was it Saturday, Friday? Friday. And it was good. And so she was kind of like telling her story. And so I think there's a potential of Marigold being a feed in, but I think my girl Jeannie, she tired of being over there funding that WoW system. she,
Mm.
she really, she really is. Because she used to be in the audience, all in the crowd doing it. I literally just, I don't know if people know this, with Samsung, like with your TV and with your phone, you can get like free TV where they show old shows and stuff. They had the whole series 24 hours of WoW. So I
Really?
went to bed and woke up to WoW. I tell you, and I've been screaming for since I saw them and I started watching them in WoW for a couple of episodes to that whole uh Blanchard situation. The Tonga twins, not both, but one, is a smack talker. Like she gets down with the get down. And that's what I think they need to feed some of them people in the system. Some of them really not that good. Some of them you see the potential, and some of them they already got it. Like I don't even understand what AEW. You work with Thunder Rosa. What's up with Holiday? Like you never thought about like hiring her on
They,
permanently?
I think
Spots here and there.
they put Holly on ROH TV a couple of maybe over a year ago. At this point,
Yeah.
I haven't
And
seen her return or something like that. Yeah, I haven't
yeah,
seen her return.
she did a dynamite, she lost. She did a ROH, she lost. It's like you have these people who Thunder Rosa is a good farming system right there, and you don't use it. You just use them for jobbers. But
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, it's time to let J News out of the box for one more time. One more time, J News, you get to come out the box. Because he got to tell you about himself and his channel, okay? Because that's what we do around here. We promote ourselves.
so folks, as per the usual, or this is your first time here on the Workhorse Wrestling Network, the good people at the Workhorse Wrestling Network, along with the lovely Dolores, always allow me to let you guys know where to catch me and where to listen to me. You can always listen to me at John L, your friendly neighborhood moviegoer. I have a podcast available wherever podcasts are available, be it Amazon Music, be it Audible, be it Google Podcasts, be it you name it, I'm on there. Pandora, all that jazz. You can find me. Um, I have old movie reviews on there as up to, I believe, my last actual audio recording was of the Iron Claw movie. I have written reviews up as we do on Letterbox that ends with a D. I'm part of that movie going culture and community there, so you can check me out on Letterbox if you're looking for me. I'm under. You can click on the members tab in the Letterbox app or on their website. Search for me at John LYFNMG as you see here on your screen, and my reviews for the movies I've seen in the last calendar year are up for you to read. You can also catch me on the Twitter machine at the same thing at John LYFNMG. I post about all the different movies that I watch and that I review, and the future movies. I also post trailers for movies that I find interesting. I don't post trailers for every single movie that's coming out. I I'm not of that ilk of movie reviewer. You can also catch me on the Instagram. I usually use my Instagram to post about my physical media collection. So you can check me out there about uh, whatever physical media I add to my collection. There's a lot of new stuff that I've added in the last couple of months, so I got to do my due diligence and do the work and take the pictures and create the voiceovers uh, to give you guys some reviews on the packaging and the product that I have purchased. But yeah, you can find me there, John LYFNMG, your friendly neighborhood moviegoer. That is I. That is I. I will let you know and break down these movies as best as I can, and recommend or not recommend, give it my stamp of approval or not give it my stamp of approval. You'll see it, you'll hear it, and hopefully you'll support it. That's really why I'm even mentioning it here. So, as always, thank you very much for allowing me to push and plug my brand. You'll be seeing more content coming from me in the coming months as I start to pivot into a different direction professionally and in life. So, appreciate you all for checking us out here on Seeing Stars, and for the Workhorse Wrestling Network for allowing me to always plug and plug away.
The moment I grab the mic, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't go and check out John L, see, I said his real name, made me twitch on the inside. But if you don't go and check out John L, okay, right here, right here, right here, right here, you don't go and check him out, I'm gonna come in. Open up. It's time for you to go on. Come on now. Come on outside. We got down to this. 2 piece and a biscuit. Okay. Y'all don't want me to do that. I try to handle myself.
I can't hear you, Dolores. The mic went too far away.
Oh, sorry. Do I need to bring it a little closer?
Yeah.
Uh, I don't want to. I don't want to be too aggressive. I don't want to knock anybody out. Ladies and gentlemen, you see this horse? Wait a minute, wrong way. You see this horse? I gotta go deep today. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Workhorse Wrestling Network horse. Scan it. We are so appreciative to the 178 subscribers that we have on the channel and cannot wait to get so much more. So please like, share, and subscribe. Um, that'll take you to every link tree we have. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this week there will only be a cookout edition. There won't be anything else, but you will catch me in J News on Monday, reviewing all the things we previewed and previewing some more things. Because there's a lot of things going on in August.
Yeah.
J News, a
Sure.
lot of things are going on
Yeah.
in August. This week, what I'm going to say is, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting hot in here. It's time to go. Listen, as Nelly said, it's getting hot in here. Take all your clothes off. I'm not going to do that, okay? I ain't going to do that because I ain't going to blind some of you all, okay? But I am going to cut the lights out, though. Listen, it's time to go. And we will see you next week. And until then, peace.